Not sure how many people are going to rock up now. Um, I've just gone live. I've actually never gone live on YouTube from my phone before. I know we go live on the podcast every Tuesday, but I've never gone live like this before. I went live on Instagram earlier. I got quite a few people on, but I just decided to jump on here and just share my thoughts. We can sort of bring our thoughts in here. Look, I thought our team was fantastic. Fucking played out of our skin. To lose the captain and to lose, um, Tuala, and then kick out, to be off for, you know, um, 15 minutes, bro. We were brave. Like, I don't, I don't really know, or I can't remember a single performance by any team where they played as bravely and as gallantly as the Bulldogs played. Um, I'm so proud of the boys. Like, after that performance, people are going to say I'm crazy, but I genuinely believe that the Bulldogs can upset the Panthers next week. I'm just so shattered um, after that performance, though. Like wh- honestly, every Bulldog supporter still believed that we could win up until Warbrick got that took that ball. It was so disappointing the way it ended because we were still attacking. Like we're missing Critter, who is arguably one of our best attackers. For majority of the game, Tuala, all of the second half, pretty much not there. And we still attacked so gallantly. We were fantastic. Like you can't be anything but absolutely proud of the way they played. Um, you know, Tiger Lala, that's an interesting statistic. Hayward, 14 missed tackles. That's insane. That's insane. But to be honest, I still thought Hayward had a great game. Overall, like people were saying, he's not good this, not good that. I know Marnie is a great dummy half, but I don't know if Marnie changes too much in that game. But that's not shitting on Marnie. I really, really don't think that's shitting on Marnie. That's more um, sort of being honest about the way we played. I thought we were fantastic. Like I can't criticize anyone. Um, I really, really can't criticize anyone in that game. He had, 50 tackles, as Exotic Diesel was saying. Um, what day are we going to play next week? I would have thought it's Friday based on 2024. But apparently, because of Ricky Stewart's dummy spit, they've changed it to Saturday, Sunday. Um, so I can see us playing Saturday night at Accor against the winner of the Panthers and the Warriors. Uh, I don't really. I know we probably have a better chance against the Warriors, but whether it's the Warriors or the Panthers, I give ourselves a strong chance to play. Like next week, we get back Sherry from HIA. I think Montoya is a chance to play. Kiraz, according to Serraldo, pulled up all right. Hayes played out of skin. I think he pulled up all right as well. Who else was there? So we were battered and bruised and come out with that performance. I'm just so proud. I sent a message to Jethro. He follows on Instagram and stuff. I did send a message to Jethro and Nakama. Just told him like, bro, you're a freaking superstar. The way you played was just insane. He's grateful. Which is uh, you know, he earned his position there. Like honestly, he was just so fantastic. Eh, yeah, and, Nofo. Um, I hate to say it because he played well, but Sexton bottled and kicked down the full when we were on top. That's where it was lost, bro. 100%. Like, uh, but I do want to say something very quickly. I don't want to be overly critical um, of um, of Sexton because I don't think it was one moment that cost us the game. He was great. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if we play that well without Sexton. Although I'm not going to say it was only Sexton, um, but it was. Um, you know, it was just a good game. It was a fantastic game. One where we played with 15 players for a big part of the game. Shout out to Jamie Teasdale, bro. What a game! what a game! Like, what a fantastic game. Thanks for the $2 super chat, bro. I love you. Love your support of the podcast. Yeah. Look, Timothy Gray, Burton cannot be center. Burton cannot be center. I think he needs to play 5'8", and y- you could tell the difference between Burton kicking and Sexton and Galvin kicking. He gets a lot more height. He's very pinpoint accurate with his kicks. He's got to be at 5'8" continuously. I just don't think he should be moved from 5'8". We need to come to terms with the fact that he's our 5'8". Um, uh, having Sexton on the bench next week, I think will just be just as valuable as as he was this week. Um, Yeah, not far. Like I agree. Sexton made one error, but I think he more than made up for it for the energy and ability that he brought. I think even Kurt Mann. I thought Kurt Mann was good. Like you can't deny Kurt Mann was great. He came on with Tupanua and um, the way that they defended and the sting that they brought in their defense was fantastic. Like you can't deny that. So again, it's like. Do you really want to blame one player for losing? I don't think so. I don't think you blame one player. Um, Overall, I thought we were fantastic. Honestly, I thought we were really really good. Um, Across the park, one person's mistake, in a really bad situation, in a really tense situation, is what it is. Like again, I'm just so proud of the way they played, missing Critter. Like Critter's everything to the team. He's in attack, he's defense. He is absolutely everything to the team. And to not have him there for whatever it was, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, and to play the way we did, and to be up, to be in it with 5 minutes to go, bro. It was just, I thought it was great. Just so proud of the team. Look, I'm gonna keep harping on this one point, and this isn't, it's not targeting one particular player, but if I if I'm honest, I think the one player that should make way is Salmon. It's got to be Salmon. Um, I think Salmon needs to go, and what I reckon is you start King, Hughes, Curran at lock, let him play lock, and then Man can switch with him. That way we have a bigger bench, and then we can have an extra forward on the bench. Um, I just don't see Salmon having any value in my honest opinion. Again, I'm not trying to shit on him. I just feel like our lock needs to provide more, right? I understand that the coach likes him, but I feel like a lock needs to provide a little bit more, needs to have a bigger body. Like he ran for 20 meters, right? I understand that Ciraldo has this idea of an Isaiah Yo type player, but Isaiah Yo will make the same amount of tackles that Salmon does, pass better than Salmon, and then also run 150 meters or 140 meters or whatever. Um, I don't know. I think if there's one weak link, it's Salmon. But look again, I'm happy to back the coach. Everyone was writing us off and shitting us, shitting on us, and then we go down there and we perform the way we did. Um, Kudos to Seraldo. I I trust him, especially after that performance. Because even in the first set, we were looking to attack. Kick out almost makes the break, and it showed our intention from the very beginning. So I fully I trust um his yeah, Sicily and Man. Honestly, they did swing the momentum. Um, yeah, they were great in defense. I thought in defense, uh, they were great. You know what I have to call out actually. Koala, until he got injured, was playing out of his skin. Like, I reckon that's gonna go unnoticed, but Tuala was playing out of his skin until he got injured. He was running hard. He was everywhere. He was at the ball. He was there to cover up the loose ones. I thought he was just so good. And like to be honest, even Xavier Coates didn't at all look dangerous or threatening on that side. And that was a big threat. That was always going to be a big threat. He wasn't threatening, and they did a great job on him. And I think, um, credit to Tuala you know, and then for doing such a great job. especially after Critter went down. Um, yeah, I just yeah, I'm very proud of Tuala. Shout out to Connor Tracy. They put the ball up a lot. The crowd was sort of into him every time he was about to catch the ball, and um, he performed well. Tracy performed really, really well. Um, the officiating was so shit. Was so shit. Like that kick out penalty was bullshit. I think that added so much. That those 2 points added so much pressure against us. So that was poor. Um, so that stuffed us up, I reckon. Um, and some of the calls, like I felt like G was trying to ping us for slowing the ruck, but they were laying in our ruck the whole time. And go back and watch it. Um, what they do is if they do get out of the ruck, they'll have someone lay in the ruck to the left or the right of the ruck. And what it does is it limits our ability in the way that we want to pass. And I thought that was that's something that's being coached. Um, the NRL needs to stamp that out. Um, like there were so many forward passes from Harry Grant that weren't called. We had two of ours called. Like, all right, good, call the forward passes, but keep it consistent. It's not just one team out there that you're refereeing. So I could definitely feel the frustration from Seraldo in that press conference. Definitely, yeah, David Lau, definitely home team penalties, bro. It was bad. It was really bad. And like Preston went to centre, he only made 20 tackles this game, and I thought we lost a lot of our defence, in the middle when Preston went to centre to cover for Tuala. But even then, like we looked likely on that right side. We looked like there was a chance for us to, um, to score or perform. Um, Noffo, which knock on was that? I think there was one. It showed up, but I wasn't 100% sure because I couldn't see it from where I was sitting. To start the second half. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. We blew up about that at the stadium. Um, but Noffo, bro, spot on. Um, they was in the last 10 minutes. They were constantly trying to play for the penalties. Munster's a grub. Grant's a grub. Who was the other idiot that was staying down? Nick Meaney's a grub. Um, they just kept trying to milk the penalties. They kept trying to get the sympathy from the ref. Look, credit to him. I thought he didn't bite most of the time. But yeah, the refereeing left a lot to be desired, and I really hope the club puts in a complaint because, bro, like honestly, some of those decisions, like what, bro, like I want to ask honestly, I want to ask, watching that game, there was so many times where the touchy was right in line with the pass or right in line with the call, and they wouldn't make the call. Like, what is the use of the touchy? What the hell is the use of the touchy? Just like make it in, bro. Have some balls to call it. Um, uh, Mister, it's me. Play Sua. Look, I disagree. I don't think you could play Sua. If Sherry comes back, you can move Kiraz uh, to centre. You could play Wilson on one wing and Rinakama on the other. Or if Montoya comes back, which I think he will be coming back, you play Montoya on one wing and Rinakama on the other. Um, I just don't think you could blood Sua against the Panthers. I think we have enough cover. Thankfully, that we have good depth. Look, Critter's going to be a massive loss, no doubt. And you know what? Like, bro, how courageous is the bloke? He's done his ankle. He's trying to wave. He's trying to wave the trainers off. Um, to play on, and he puts on like two or three big hits with a freaking sprained ankle. What a captain! What a leader! I could tell, like, he was gutted that he wasn't out there. Like, he would have been riding every single shot. Um, yeah, Timothy, I agree, man. Daniel Suluka Fafita should probably come back in. I reckon, like, you drop Salmon, you start Curran at lock. Daniel Suluka Fafita comes in onto the bench, and then you've got Man and three forwards, so Man, Tupanua, Hayes, Daniel Suluka Fafita on the bench, or Sam Hughes. Or Sam Hughes. I thought Sam Hughes could have probably done a good job for us as well. Again, there's a lot of options there, but Sexton being on the bench paid dividends for us. I thought, again, was a great call. Great call by Seraldo. Like everyone was giving him shit for dropping Marnie, and I agree with that. Um, I did question it in the beginning, but bro, like paid dividends almost immediately. So like I reckon Sexton's got to be there on the bench next week, just to cover injuries. Because I think like even Kiraz, like throughout the game, he was feeling that leg. Um, he was trying very hard not to let it impact him, and he still ran for over 200 meters. Had so many offloads, made some great cover tackles, and like we've got a great team. We've got a great team, and you know, what do you guys think? Honestly, do you guys reckon um, can we beat the Panthers next week? I'm just gonna put up a poll. Um, I'm gonna put up a poll. Let me know what you guys think. Can we beat the Panthers next week? Because I genuinely think we can 100% beat the Panthers after the performance yesterday, or sorry, tonight or last night or whatever. Um, Bro, I genuinely think we can beat the Panthers. It'll be tough. I'm not saying it won't be tough. It'll be mad tough. But I reckon we can beat them. I reckon we beat them. Hey, we've got 35 people in here. Bro, I love you guys. I was so excited to come on live. I went on live on Instagram only because I had so many people messaging me on Instagram about going live. But like I came here because I love you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love the fact that you're even listening to me talk shit. I want to jump on and sort of share my misery with you guys because um yeah, I know that you guys probably be hurting just as much as I am. Like you can only imagine how much the players are also hurting. While I have you here, vote in the poll and just give this video a thumbs up. It'll help boost us in the algorithm and stuff, just get as many people on. But yeah, vote in the poll, give us a thumbs up. Just like it while you guys are watching. Um, um, Jordan, what do you mean? My form hasn't been that good. Please explain. Because yeah, look, I did say that I don't think the Warriors have a chance against the Storm. I could be wrong. Look, I'm happy to be wrong. But I don't know. I don't like. I can't see a world where the Panthers lose. I mean, they are missing Mitch Kenny, and I think they lose a lot not having Mitch Kenny there. But I struggle to see how they lose to a Warriors missing Luke Metcalf and Mitch Barnett. Um, Timothy, no, Dibbo didn't attend the game today. Unfortunately, he couldn't come down to Melbourne due to work and stuff like that. Uh, Nofo, yeah, I can't sleep after the game either. 1:45 in New Zealand, bro, you're a legend. Honestly, I can't sleep. The boys, I think they're going to be pissed at me because I'm talking, I'm talking on the live, but I want to sleep, but I can't, man. Like I'm just thinking so much about what happened and the game. Jordan, look, man, I'm loyal as shit, like to the dogs. I'm loyal. I'm always going to tip my team. And look, to be honest, like. I know my tips. I know the boys haven't performed over the last few weeks, but it sort of feels like we were vindicated in our trust of the team because they performed um, better than we even expected. Like seriously, who would have expected we perform that well, given the situation, given the injuries and stuff like that? Like honestly, if you know, it's I don't know, like I reckon they outdid us. I reckon they exceeded expectation tonight. Vincent, the atmosphere was great. It was good atmosphere. Uh, heavily outnumbered by Melbourne fans, obviously. But even then, like there were about 6,000 empty seats. Like it wasn't a full stadium, which I thought was disappointing. I thought we'd get more Doggies fans there. I also thought there'd be more Melbourne. I thought the game would be a sellout. Um, but obviously wasn't to be, unfortunately. But I thought that the atmosphere was great. Melbourne fans were rabid. We had a few Melbourne fans sitting next to us, and when they scored, they were all up in our faces, which it was great. And then when they won at the end, when Warbrick scored, I had a guy telling us it's all right, you can leave early, and I was like, no, brother, that doesn't happen. Um, we don't leave early; we stay right to the end. Viking Axe, sorry for the loss, bro. I was rooting for Dogs to win. Um, Viking, how do you think your team's going to go against the Broncos? I rate your team very highly. I reckon the Broncos have had one good win in 10 weeks. I reckon you guys are going to put them to the sword. I think that um, finals games don't suit the Broncos, and they're going to be found out. The Raiders have exceeded expectation, bro. They've been fantastic this year. KO Weeks, Ethan Strange, um, so many of your players, obviously Joe Tapane, are fantastic. What's the latest with Papali'i? Is he good to play? By the way, congratulations on him re-signing for a year. I think it's a great move, man. Um, he deserves to be there another year. I don't think his form has dropped. I reckon he's got another couple of years in him, to be honest. He'd be good for any NRL team. So to see him staying is great. I know you probably could have kept Trey Mooney um, if you guys didn't re-sign um, Papa, but you guys have good forwards coming through anyway. Um, Timothy Gray leading 18-14 with only 15 minutes away from a prelim. Bro, you don't understand. The energy was palpable. The Melbourne Storm fans were dead quiet. Like with 15 minutes to go, you could hear a pin drop. The Dogs fans knew it wasn't over, but the Melbourne Storm fans, they were like, bro, they were shitting themselves. They were absolutely shitting themselves. That it was, you know what? Amy Park, such a great stadium to watch footy at. I've got a, I've taken heaps of video and stuff. I've got a vlog coming out in the next few days when I get back to Sydney, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'll release the vlog. It was a great stadium to watch footy at. It was such a great game. I really enjoyed it. The facilities were good too, but we got a coffee from the stadium. It was a very good Brewster coffee. Um, no, Ali Dibba didn't end up going today. Because he couldn't, I think couldn't make it out of work. So it was just I went down with a few boys. So yeah, Dibbo didn't go down. I think Dibbo should be there for next week's game. Um, Hopefully we can get there. Um, yeah, I agree, Timothy. I reckon that we're going to be hard to beat next week. Think of it this way: the Panthers or the Warriors, whoever ends up winning, they're going to come in and they're going to be very cautious. They're going to be very cautious coming into that game. Like we're not going to have anything to lose. We know what we can do, and we're going to push it. Hey T, what do you think about Burton at centre and starting Toby? Nah, bro. Um, I think that Burton needs to be at six. Burton needs to be at six. Burton's kicking game is the difference between us winning and losing. And I thought this game today actually showed it. So if you guys watch the replay, which I'm sure you guys are going to watch the replay, if you look at the way Galvin and Sexton kick the ball, they don't get enough height and they don't get enough length. Whereas when you look at the way Burton kicks, it's almost like effortless and it goes as high as it needs to be to ensure the defensive line is in the faces of the opposition. But it's also so pinpoint accurate. I just don't think Galvin and Sexton on their own are going to have a strong enough kicking game. I will say though, I will say if we can use him like we used him tonight, where in defense he's at center, and then he can get in position to take the kicks like he was doing tonight. I reckon that could work. I reckon that could work. Yeah, hands and heels, 100%. I reckon that could work. Um, if they can utilize it in that way, I reckon we could definitely do it, and I reckon it'd be great. I actually think it'd be fantastic. Um, and if he starts at center, we can actually develop a game plan around his running ability. So like today, I felt like he was running sort of out of dummy half, or he was getting the ball a little bit flat, wasn't getting the ball in good positions. Um, yeah, if we can plan around Burton being at center with Sexton and Galvin starting, I reckon that could work. However, I actually think the utility of Sexton at on the bench can't be understated. Like everybody was ripping shit on Serraldo for making that call, but he was vindicated within 15 minutes. Honestly, he was vindicated within the first 15 minutes. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's a tough one, that one, honestly. Um, yeah, it's a really tough one. Um, Viking Axe, no disrespect, bro, but Galvin is miles away from being a game managing seven. That's because he's not a seven. Sexton's a six, and I think we need to remember Sexton is a six. Um, and sorry, Galvin is a six. Sorry, Galvin is a six. I think we need to remember that Galvin's always been a six. He's never been a game managing seven, and like that's why, like when people put shit on Galvin, it kind of pisses me off because people don't realize like um Galvin's playing out of position essentially. And look, that's not on him. That's on the coach. Um, you know, playing him at seven. Although I thought Galvin was really good. I don't know, like people like unless Galvin wins the game on his own, people are always going to say Galvin's not that great. And so like Galvin's caught in this tough position where he's he's never going to be appreciated until he starts winning games on his own, and plays like the best 5'8" that's ever played or the best seven that's ever played. So I think like Galvin can't win. That's the problem. I just don't think Galvin can win no matter what he does. Um, Abraha, I do, bro. If we beat the Panthers, we can make it to the grand final. And I guarantee you this: if the Bulldogs beat the Panthers and they go into the prelim, honestly, I reckon Critter will get needled up and he'll play. If we make it to the prelim, if we get through whoever we play next week, Critter is going to get needled and and play. Um, Zarif dog straight sets. Look, I don't know if you watched the game tonight or not, but if you think that was a dogs are shit, they're gonna go out in straight sets because they're shit type performance, I reckon you're watching the game with with a guide dog because genuinely that the dogs could not have done more to win. Like there was some individual moments that players would probably want back, but bro, the dogs played very good. The Storm did not play shit, bro. Like the Storm did not play shit. The Storm were not bad, bro. Yeah, the thing is they were missing Pappenhausen, um, and Hughes. I'm not denying it, but honestly, like Pezzett played well, and I've been saying this for ages. Pezzett is a much better player than being on the bench. Peasant needs to be starting. Like he would walk into seven at so many clubs. And he would solve so many problems. He's a very talented seven, and I've been saying all year that I think Peza is actually better than Wisha. I reckon Wisha is more of a running 5'8" than he is a managing seven. Um, do I see? Do I see? Munster going to the Bears and the Storm keeping Peza and Wisha as the 6 and 7, or Peza and Hughes as the 6 and 7? Honestly, I do. I reckon that's the way it could work. Jamie, the guy dog's even blind. 100%. Viking, I appreciate you subscribing, bro. Welcome. So while I've got you guys here, I've got 28 people. Please give this a big thumbs up. On Wednesday at 12 p.m., I'm going live with a 2004 grand final winner to review the Dogs versus Storm game, 12 p.m. on Wednesday. Midday on Wednesday, I'm going live with a 2004 Grand Final Bulldogs player to review the Dogs versus the Storm. It is a cracker. I guarantee you, I'm not talking shit. He's going to be I guarantee you, you guys are going to love hearing what this guy has to say. He was a big part of us winning in 2004. Um, uh, Sabrina, honestly, like you got to remember, Galvin is 20 years old. He's playing out of position. He's got so much pressure that he's had to deal with. I reckon he's been great for us. I think he's been really, really good for us, and I reckon he's only going to get better next year. Um, David Lau, no, it's not Mason. Definitely not Mason. I might be able to get Mason in the off season, but it's definitely not Mason. No, no, it's not all Magic. Please don't guess. Please stop guessing. Please. Oh, guys, please, don't don't guess because like yeah, Yeah, I really don't want to spoil it just because I want to build up some hype. But you guys will love it. Big Rig SBW doesn't actually come on podcasts. I'm actually quite close with Sunny. He he's quite close to my in-laws. I know Coda well. Um, yeah, he just doesn't do podcasts. Like he's been asked by heaps of other big podcasts as well, and he just doesn't. He doesn't like to come on podcasts. Brian, you know what I want to do, bro? I want to get Braith on, and I just want to ask him the tough questions like, bro, we know you love the Bulldogs, but why do you shit on them? Maybe I should get Braith on, but it's not Braith. Abraha, I agree about being young is not an excuse anymore. Like, an even better example is Ethan Strange. I agree with you in a sense, but I also think that Galvin's situation is very unique. The toxicity that he had to come across with, um, the pressure that he's got on him, being thrown into seven, displacing Sexton. I reckon it's tough. It's definitely tough. Um, so yeah, it's one of those things. Like I don't like comparing players. I don't like comparing players. Um, because I feel like everyone's got their own journey. It's like comparing why one guy in this career makes this much money, or and why another person at the same age isn't making the same money. Like everyone's got their own journey. Um, and Strange, yeah, I agree with that, Brian. Strange has had a lot longer with their team. So has Pezzett, bro. Pezzett's been there for at the Storm for a very long time. Um, Nah, it's not JT Viking. It's not JT. Tiam coming in with the $3 super chat was gutted. We played with grit, bro. I've been saying it right. That was the best or the most gutsy, most gallant finals performance I think I've ever seen a team play. Like we were essentially with 15 for a whole half, and then kick out also was off 15 minutes early. And they scored that try on that edge, and I think our defense didn't shuffle or reshuffle fast enough with kick out there. Um, so I think like you know we were so gallant. Like I've been asking people, I've been asking um, some journos and some guys who know NRL stats and stuff, and I'm saying like, find me another game where a team played as gallantly as the Bulldogs played in 20. Sorry, tonight. It's hard to say any team that played as gallantly and as well as the Doggies did tonight. Like I'm so proud of every single player. Again, I guarantee you, Tian, man will be like spewing about not passing that play, not passing at that play. But I think Burton as well butchered a try where he went for the run instead of the pass. I'm sure he'll be spewing about that. Sexton kicking out on the full. I'm sure he'll be spewing about that. But you can't deny they played so well, man. They were so good. Like they were fantastic. And they were very brave. And don't forget, like at one point, they were out on their feet. They were absolutely out on their feet. Um, for a long time. We made heaps of tackles, and again, we had 61 missed tackles. No doubt that comes with not having your superstar captain center there. That comes with moving Preston to right center. It's just, you know, like the more I talk about it, the more excited I get because my God, man, no doggy supporter can turn around and say that wasn't a good performance. Um, you know, no, no, if you're a doggy supporter and you're not proud of that performance, get yourself checked. Honestly, get yourself checked because that was a freaking fantastic, fantastic performance. Next week, David Lau, yeah, we get Sherry back. I'm almost certain we get Montoya back as well. Like, there's super, super strong chance we got Montoya back. Um, so I was saying earlier, I reckon what ends up happening is Kiraz Sherry in the centers. Because someone else pointed out earlier as well that Sherry and Kiraz play on the same side of center. So I reckon Sherry Kiraz at center, Rinakama Montoya on the wings. Um, and Burden Galvin to start, with Sexton coming off the bench. Sexton coming off the bench again. You know, I think like Bailey Haywood probably needs a rest. Can't do 80 minutes. I'd love to see Sexton come in and take over at dummy half for a little bit if Marnie's not going to be there. Um, Mr. It's Me, I would love to say that could be a possibility where Sexton starts at 7 and Galvin comes off the bench. But I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. Um, Tiam Prida won't be back this year. I was saying earlier, if we beat the Panthers, I reckon he'll be back for that prelim against whoever we end up playing, whether it's the Raiders or the Broncos. Um, I reckon he'll get needled up and he'll come back just like Kiraz comes back. Because between now and then, it would have been 2 weeks in a similar time frame to what um, Kiraz yeah, to Kiraz's return from a very similar injury. But apparently, NRL physio was saying that the injury for Crichton's injury may be worse than Kiraz's. I think. Um, yeah, Tiam. But look, they may they may needle him up, and you know how determined he is. He may be willing to risk it. Mister, it's me, bro. Turpin, like he's not a good option. Uh, uh, I'm not gonna shit on the Dogs player, but I don't reckon Turpin's a good option at all. If you're gonna bring Turpin in, you might as well bring Marnie in. That's my opinion. If you're gonna bring Turpin in, then you just bring Marnie in. Otherwise, leave Sexton on the bench, Galvin Burton to start. Um, if the Bulldogs get to the grand final, critter an outside chance. Timothy, honestly, I reckon he's an outside chance if we get to a prelim. Genuinely, I reckon he'll be an outside chance if we get to a prelim. Justo Arango, bring money in with his grand final experience. How did you guys think? How did you guys think um, Haywood went? Genuine opinion. Let's be honest. How do we think Haywood went at 9? Um, I thought he did a good job. And given that he's not naturally a 9, and it's a new position that he's taking over from Marnie, uh, bro, I reckon he did very well. McHarry Brown arsehole, um, up the storm. Look, you know, they took the opportunity. Um, they stayed in the fight. They did stay in the fight, but you know, we were in it up to our necks with 5 minutes to go. Um, yeah, Haywood was pretty solid. Jamie, no, we won't see Wilson next week. Like, I don't think Wilson was ever playing this week. Ever. I genuinely don't think Wilson was ever going to play this week. Like he went with Rinakama, who's played, 6 or 7 first grade games over Wilson. And I gotta say, Rinakama killed it, man. Under the high ball, he was fantastic. Ran heaps, tried his absolute heart out. I think he ran. I'm not sure. I haven't. I don't remember exactly, but I think he ran for about 140 meters. Um, I thought Rinakama was sick, bro. Freaking sick. So good, man. Um, um, Yeah, David Now, I reckon Reed has switched off, and especially after being bumped this week, I reckon it's hard to see Marnie come back unless like Haywood gets injured. Then I reckon Marnie goes straight back in. Yeah, Abraha, 100%. Coates was not a threat all game. I thought Kiraz marked him very. Bro, Kiraz is a freaking legend. Like, what a player that we've got on our hands. I thought Kiraz is fantastic. Sabrina, how did Kiraz cost us the game? I don't think QS cost us the game. Um, do you know what's an option, guys? I don't know. Hear me out. The Roosters last year played Tupanua at centre heaps. If Montoya isn't back, do you reckon we keep Kiraz on a wing and put Tupanua at centre? Not saying it's a good idea, but just a thought. Uh, the other thing I've been thinking about a lot is, um, I reckon Kikau should go into the front row. Honestly, I genuinely think Kikau should go into the front row. He could play like a Taumalolo or a Felice Govushi style role for the Dogs. Comes in the middle, puts on the big hits, runs hard, has maybe 50 minutes tops, but just plays in the front row. Because you can imagine, like, if King and Kika started in the front row, and then you've got Sitini Tupanua coming off the bench, and you've got a couple of more forwards. Um, Honestly, he'll be so good. I reckon Kika at prop will be mad. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, honestly, I think Montoya will be back next week. Given a lot of the reports. Um, yeah, Mister, it's me. Honestly, I reckon Kiraz at right centre, 100%. Kiraz at right, Sherry at left, Runakama at left wing, Montoya at right wing, Tracy at the back. I reckon it'll be great. Um, I'm so gutted for Tuala though. I'm just so gutted for him. The dude played so good. Like it's shocking how good Tuala played. I didn't think he'll come out and do so well, but um, credit to him, man. He played so well. He played so well. Um, um, I thought Curran was actually good. I know he dropped the ball a couple of times, but I thought he had a great game starting at prop. Um, Unfortunately, I don't think Hughes is it for us. Hughes' leg speed is way too slow. Um, Unless he's like he starts at prop, and then we've also got Curran at lock. I reckon. I think that could work. But Hughes as like an exclusive front row alongside King. I just don't know if I don't know if their leg speed is good enough. Uh, David Lau, look, again, I just I put that loss down. Um, I put that loss down to us getting injuries. Guys, I'm gonna jump off. I've got 1% battery. I would love to stay and talk, but it's midnight. I've slept like 3 hours because what happened was last night I couldn't sleep because I was recording some content, and then I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. Um, and then drove straight down, and I've been awake since. I'm pretty mangled. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday night for the podcast. We've got a couple of guests coming on Tuesday night, or a guest coming on Tuesday night, but then Wednesday at midday, 2004 grand final winner, going to come on and review the game with us. I'll see you guys then. Have a great night. I love you all. Thank you for sitting here and having that chat with me, just to you know, we can all sort of wallow in our misery for a little bit. Love you guys. Shout out to Tiam and Jamie for the super chats. Again, love you guys. Love all your support, and I will see you guys soon. Hey, you know what? I am going to go live tomorrow in the car on the drive home. I'll definitely go out. I'll definitely come on live tomorrow night. Tomorrow during the day, maybe like midday or something. And we could talk a little bit more and talk about all the wash